Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final session of World Model UN Day. My name is Philippe. I've been the director of World Model UN Day. I'm very happy to be accompanied once again by Ryan, our wonderful events coordinator, to discuss the all-important interactive resolution. So, Ryan, over to you.
Yes, hello. Thank you, everyone, for participating in our interactive resolution. We had a lot of people actually kind of get involved with that, so it was good to see. And I hope you've learned a little bit through this process, a little bit more about resolution writing, while also being able to contribute to our topic for this year, which was how the UN can better support youth organizations, specifically Model United Nations. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to pull up
the resolution now. It's a nice resolution.
And this is the final one. Once all of the comments.
This
is all of the ones that have been. This is all of the clauses that have been seconded and approved and put into effect on our resolution. So just to kind of go through it, I'll read it since it's not too long. The United Nations Economic and Social Council, considering the paramount global importance of engaging the youth in the international arena, recognizing the effort put in by ECOSOC to include, motivate, and represent the youth, including, but not limited to, the annual ECOSOC Youth Forum and the YMUN, fully aware of the need for inclusivity and involvement of youth from different backgrounds, confident on how youth and MUN organizations contribute to the fulfillment of Article 1 of the UN Charter, being aware of the cultural differences between the different UN member states and adopting the necessary measures to make the SDGs truly universal and ingraining the UN value set in the world youth. We recommend member states of the United Nations to organize a youth-friendly platform that would enable all youth across the world to invest their ideas in global development and for better implementation of the SDG goals, encourages the creation of grassroots organizations at an international level with the capability to have a real impact on the UN and SDG affairs, urges member states to support and encourage active youth participation in nation building and social development, and encourages the organizations and non-state actors interested in youth development to help with funding and empowering youth projects and organizations. A lot of good stuff in here. A lot of good stuff in here.
I see there was one thing that wasn't added, which is introducing more opportunities for younger people, 10 to 14, that wasn't seconded. Can I sort of second that now, maybe? I think there were 6 operatives suggested, and only 4 got on here. What were the 2 that didn't?
It is a little late, but the dais will use their discretion to accept that clause, and I will move it over.
But what was the one that didn't get through? I guess requests or something like that. I don't know what it would be in terms of a clause there.
It's the introduction of. That'll work. Then we'll just format it. Again, like I said, we've got some strong clauses in here.
Yes, I see that. Maftunas was the other one that wasn't supported. On financing.
Oh yes, are you seconding that one as well?
What do you think, Ryan? Should we second it? I feel like the resolution could do with it.
It just seems similar to clause 5, but I'll allow it.
Well, I think what we're going to have to do is do a bit of editing of this anyway later, because we're going to have to rework it, I think, into something that makes more sense for the UN, because obviously we are sending this to the actual ECOSOC committee, and also perhaps insert a bit more about aspects for MUN as well.
Yes, we will definitely be soliciting more clauses from our staff as well to take a look at it, because we want it to be the best that it can be. Though, again, we have a great place to start here with the work that y'all have put in. And we can add some more preambles as well. No, but especially I would like to call out Yehulashet did an amazing job. Fernando E. also very active in voice chat. Fernando doing great. Mireille was fantastic. Again, very active in voice chat during the tables and getting everyone involved. So it's nice to see the activity that we were able to get.
Oh, I agree.
On this resolution today.
That's really great. So what's the plan now, Ryan?
So the plan now, as we kind of said, is to formalize this. This is kind of the formal document that we've gotten from everyone. And then from here, the moderators are going to go through, clean it up a bit. And feel free, if you'd like, to continue on the other document. If there are any edits that you want to make to what you've done, we'll still kind of be monitoring those and accepting as we see fit. Though it won't be in the same sort of process. You won't need seconds or anything like that. We'll just be taking what we can. So in the chat, I see we have some of our members here. If you would like to share in the chat what your experience with the process and what you thought and whether it was effective.
Yeah, if anyone wants to come up on the stage, I can invite them to the stage as well. Fernando, I know you're there. Would you be interested in coming up on the stage talking about it? Sure, great. Okay. I have invited you. Okay, we should be able to hear you now. Say something. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So tell us, what did you like about it? What was the ideas behind your clauses?
To be honest, I drew my inspiration mainly from the opening ceremony, and what the president, what one of the
the SecGen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. His point from the points he tried to he developed in his presentation. I drew my ideas mainly from there and from what I thought was from what I thought were the most adequate measures in that regard. I thought, and yeah, I think as a group we have done a fine job in drafting the resolution, and let's see if we get any reaction from the ECOSOC.
Was there anything about the process itself that you found difficult, or do you have any suggestions for how we could improve this in the future?
Myself quite comfortable with the process. I think that the instructions were quite clear and there wasn't anything particularly difficult to it.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think it's a great idea. I think this will definitely be quite a big part of what we want to do more of in the future. Both obviously trying to cooperate with delegates, both who've done MUN and who haven't done MUN, but just generally about how to support and how to do more of this in the future. Really great thanks to Ryan, Lojane, Fernando, yourself, and all the rest who wrote it. I think we could definitely use this as sort of one of our staples going forward.
Yeah, and in the future, I'd like to combine it with potentially like a workshop on resolution writing itself, so that before people get into this, they have a better idea of what it should look like, and some of the conventions of resolutions that can help them in the process. And then they can get the experience, the practice of working on our interactive resolution before they go to a bigger conference.
I mean, for that matter, why don't we bring someone from the UN? I mean, there's no reason we can't bring someone from the US delegation to the UN who actually has experience writing real UN resolutions. I would say as well we can use this because obviously this ideally isn't an MUN resolution; it's a real resolution. Obviously, probably won't be, sponsored and sent through. I am aware of our limits, but I think it could be a really interesting way to engage the real UN for that matter and say, this is one thing we can do. We would like World Model UN Day to become an actual UN day. And if we do, then I think it only makes sense that one of our main outputs can be this interactive resolution on supporting youth organizations, building it year after year.
I believe that that what we have been doing would provide quite a decent insight for the people in the UN, because I believe, and I can see that they have good intentions with all of the recent measures that they have been doing, but I sometimes believe that that they may be mildly out of touch in some regards, and being able to be provided with feedback from us, the youth, may incentivize them to establish this as World MUN Day and forward some of what we have been asking in our resolution.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously do have a very impressive network of youth organizations working with them. And of course, a big shout out to the UN Youth Envoy for all of the work they do in mainstreaming youth policy. But there's no reason this can't be complementary. There's no reason that we can't use this to complement our ideas. And, I can tell you for a fact, we're going to go straight back to our partners, to the UN Youth Envoy with this resolution, with some of our, finalized ideas, and say, thank you for your support. We've come out with this. We'd like it if you consider it. Or if it's of any use to your ideas.
Yes.
Great. Again, I'd like to thank our director, Philippe, for helping establish a lot of those partnerships and helping us, have the connections to make, so that when we present resolutions like this, we have, things to do with them beyond just, exist for the event.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll take these few minutes also to sort of, hypothesize a little bit on the future of World Model UN Day, because, in my opinion, we should become more of a platform as organizers. So we're trying to establish ourselves as, an NGO that can bring people together. And I really view ourselves as a platform for everyone to celebrate the values and what Model UN does. In a recent letter that we've sent out, 300,000 people a year, a low average of people who do MUN, 161 countries across the planet have had some form of MUN participation in the last 3 years. That is huge. Yes. That is phenomenal. Bearing in mind as well, MUN existed before the UN did, which I think is a very special thing. This is 1943. It is something to be said that there is not a single institution or activity that has promoted the UN more than MUN, really. And I think that our role in this is just to highlight people that, Fernando, you and I were talking earlier, we were saying, your friends don't know about MUN. Well, I didn't know anything before I joined uni either, but it should become more of an awareness everywhere. Not that everyone has to do it, although I would encourage everyone to do at least one conference. But there's a long way we can go. And we'll be working very, very heavily over the next year to establish these global partnerships, literally with every single conference on the planet, to be able to start our activities for 2023 very early in light of the 80th anniversary of Model UN. And hopefully this is going to be a very significant one indeed. And so, yeah, I mean, I appreciate your thanks, Ryan. I couldn't have done it without you and the team. Honestly, huge thanks to everyone behind the scenes. A lot of work's gone into this. A lot of people have gone into this. We've had well over 50 people involved, I think, in all of these events. And that's just for a day and a half. So I've been really, really happy with it. And of course, thanks to all the people who signed up and registered. I mean, you, Fernando, the 430 other people who signed up, which I think has been really impressive. The platforms have been good as well, although it's been a shame we haven't had many people on the live platforms. But I've still been really, really happy myself in our activity here. So yeah. Ryan, anything else we wanted to do at this point?
I think that's it. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of acknowledge, the people who are working on this. Again, like Clyde, for example, Caitlin, Wellingman, Maftuna. Yeah. Thank you all so much for being involved and for giving us your thoughts, because it's actually going to be useful.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have this published once we have a finalized version. We'll publish it on our website too, under our SDG activities, because this of course goes into some of the work we're doing in, supporting the SDGs and some of our activities in engaging youth across the world, alongside, of course, the winners of the SDG quiz, which we'll publish too.
Yes.
Which is very important. And yeah, all I can say for now, obviously, the closing ceremony, I already gave my thanks. But just another quick round to all the amazing partners, and all the ones who are to come as well. This is a short panel. I'm not expecting everyone to listen to this one at all, but really, I think it's we're trying to have everyone join in this, because there is no door barred, really. There are tensions for sure, but we hope that World Model UN Day can be a neutral platform for everyone to connect, and just to sort of realize there are other people out there who like MUN, who care about the international system, who want to have some, impact and say in the world. And even though this is a tiny thing, better than nothing. And I really believe in that every day. We can do tiny things like this, and that will make an impact in the future. So with that, I think, if it's okay with you, Ryan, we'll end this final interactive session. And this will, in fact, be our final panel of World Model UN Day 2022. I don't have a gavel with me. You know what? Damn it. I'm going to get a gavel, actually. I have one very nearby. I did this last time as well, I remember. So I now declare
scrambling around for the nearest gavel.
2022 closed. There we are.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.